Alrighty guys, settle into your seats for the next 5 minutes. This is going to get interesting, or at the very least as interesting as I can possibly make it. You already know what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about a community service that I did, as well as giving a little tonka on the community service that I did. So first things first, I want to give a little backstory about the organization that I helped volunteer with. It's the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life. I volunteered with them since I was actually 11, and even though I volunteered with them since I was 11, I wanted to make sure that I did something different for this class and for the community service, just so I can, there isn't any issue with like, oh, like I've done this all my life, so it's not community service. Even though community service is community service, there's not too much gray area because lending a helping hand is lending a helping hand. But the American Cancer Society is a giant organization. If you haven't heard of them before, don't want to say you live under a rock, but you might live under a rock. But if you do live under a rock, let me help educate you. They're a giant organization that helps raise money for finding a cure and several other things that have to do with cancer research, as well as donating it to cancer patients. And I know Relay for Life is one of their fundraisers that they do in order to raise money. And there's several things that I've always known and heard about that we actually do to raise money for, but I've never actually been a part of it. I've only ever been a part of planning the giant event that happens and that goes on, which is a 24-hour relay event. It doesn't sound too exciting, but I guarantee to you, if you've ever done it, you know it's a lot of fun. If you've done it with your friends, it's such a great thing to do with your friends. It's a great thing to be a part of and participate in, and sharing that with other people that you love is a great thing. But so it's a 24-hour relay event. You walk around the track for 24 hours, except for that's not it. There's a track. It normally happens at like a high school or something of that area, and there's teams that line up around the track. They sell things. They do all these things. They sell food, bracelets. They have little games going on, and it's all to fundraise money. And you start fundraising 6 months, however long before, and then the fundraising doesn't stop when the event stops. It keeps going. But normally I've been a part of the planning that takes like 6-7 months before the actual event, because it's such a tedious thing to plan. But I've always heard that like we basically raise money to, it's kind of like the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life Uber, in the sense that, you know, cancer patients that don't have access to a car, or their caregiver can't take them, or they need to go get treatment, or just simply like get a basic checkup. They can't get to that place. American Cancer Society's funds that they raise goes to help hiring a driver to get them there, free of cost. So like Uber, except for you don't have to pay. And also there's like wig teaching of like how to put on a wig and things like that matter, because as well as like putting on makeup and educating cancer patients who have undergone chemo or something of that matter, and their self-confidence is down, things like that. That's really unfortunate. We help teach them how to put on makeup, and I've never done that before. I've only heard that that's like what our funds go to do. That's just one of the many things. And I actually got to be a part of it, and I worked with survivors and caregivers and teaching them how to apply makeup. It was definitely something so rewarding to see, because you see these people, they feel like they're not beautiful, although they are, and you help do something to raise their spirits just a little bit. As well as I volunteered at meetings, you know, just taking down notes, action items. But even though it doesn't seem like a very helpful thing, it is, because it plays a big role in all of this, in the event planning, to get such a event that works so well. It raises so much money. My father and I have been on a team since I was 11, and our team in and of itself raises several $1,000s. I think last year we raised $40,000 because we have so many people on our team. But yeah, I got to be a part of that as well. But just for my tonka, I wanted to let you guys hear it. So here it goes. Lend a helping hand, put down what you are doing, relay for a cure. There's people that need your help, volunteer and save a life. That's exactly what volunteering does. You give back to people, and you get to do something that's very rewarding. And there's so many different community service things that you can do to get your time. And that was just one of the many things that I did. Thank you.